WMUR Stormwatch 9, tracking severe storms.
Hi, my name's Fiona. I have a question for you. Can we have tornadoes in New Hampshire?
Welcome back to the Stormwatch 9 special, tracking severe storms. Great question, Fiona. The short answer is yes, but they do not touch down here very often.
We only average 1 to 2 tornadoes a year here in New Hampshire. Gusty winds during a thunderstorm can be rotating, or they can descend straight out of a thunderstorm, called straight line winds or a microburst, and do just as much damage as a tornado.
New Hampshire has experienced a few major microbursts. In 1991, a day before Hurricane Bob arrived, one such cluster of storms produced large hail, blinding rainfall, and over Stratham Hill Park, winds over 100 miles an hour. Winds so strong, a 40 by 60 foot wooden pavilion collapsed as 3-foot diameter trees fell on it. Unfortunately, over 50 people at a family reunion were taking shelter underneath that pavilion. 3 were killed and another 11 were injured. After a very hot stretch of weather in July of 1994, a cold front brought thunderstorms with powerful winds that tore down 200-year-old trees over a 5-mile path that was a half-mile wide. In Moultonborough, over 1,800 homes were without power. Luckily, only 1 person was injured. As for tornadoes, in July of 1997 in the Monadnock region, an F1 tornado with winds over 100 miles an hour caused extensive damage in the Cheshire County Fairgrounds, and just 30 minutes later, a strong F2 tornado with winds over 135 miles an hour went through Greenfield and heavily damaged a summer camp, sawmill, and the town's recycling center. And on July 24th, 2008, we had a tornado go across 11 towns from Epsom to Freedom in 90 minutes, moving over 40 miles an hour. More than 200 homes were damaged, and we had our first tornado death in New Hampshire in over 60 years. After 3 days of assessing the storm, several locations were cited with winds near 120 miles an hour. The 50-mile path of that tornado, now the longest track in New England history.
A very common question we hear in the Stormwatch 9 Weather Department during summer is, how does a tornado vary from a microburst? While both storms are extremely dangerous and develop in thunderstorms, there are some differences. A tornado is a violently rotating column of air from a thunderstorm that comes in contact with the ground. A tornado forms when conditions in the atmosphere are just right so that the lower part of the thunderstorm starts to rotate. This happens when warm, moist air near the ground is carried up into a thunderstorm updraft and twists due to wind shear. A funnel cloud can then form under perfect conditions and becomes a tornado once it reaches the ground. Damage from a tornado takes on a twisted pattern. A microburst is an intense downdraft in a thunderstorm. It forms when the updraft collapses. This happens when enough cold, dry air feeds into a thunderstorm, causing lots of evaporation, which is a cooling process. This colder air is heavier and sinks, gaining momentum as it falls to the ground. The pattern of damage is different from a tornado, with most of the debris running in a straight line, hence the term straight line wind damage. Most of the wind from tornadoes and microbursts reach between 70 and 120 miles per hour in New Hampshire.
We usually get a couple of tornado warnings a year here in New Hampshire. Tornadoes and microbursts can bring the same intensity of damage. So as meteorologist Haley LaPointe explains, it's important to take the warnings seriously and take action fast.
You're not going to be able to see a tornado or microburst when it's coming. So when there's a warning issued, that's the time to take shelter. If you've got a basement or a cellar, that's the best place to go, of course, underground. Put as many walls and floors between you and the outside as possible. If you don't have a basement, just get to the lowest level, maybe the first floor, and get into a space without windows. So maybe a closet, a hallway, a bathroom. That'll keep you safe. Something else to keep in mind, if you can, grab a bike or a motorcycle helmet. And this will help protect your head from flying debris during these storms. So how about if you're outside, if you're camping, or near just an outbuilding? Not a safe place to be, because you want it to have a foundation. You need the building to be anchored to a foundation. So that's the time to find a sturdy building. The best way to prepare, of course, is to make sure that you get the warnings and be prepared ahead of time. I'm meteorologist Haley LaPointe, WMUR News 9.
In order for you to be prepared for the worst weather the warmer seasons have to offer, we as meteorologists need to be able to track them.
In order to give you the most accurate information, we need the latest technology to stay on top of potentially dangerous conditions. Here's Eric Weglars with a breakdown of what goes into storm detection.
We track most of New Hampshire's severe weather right here in the Weather Center. Let me show you. The science and tech within meteorology has drastically improved in just a few years' time. The benefit is better techniques, instruments, and even software to help keep Granite Staters safer. Let's start with radar, a tool most of you are likely familiar with and even glance at periodically when making plans. These massive rotating antennas are key in analyzing all types of severe weather, our closest at the local National Weather Service office in Gray, Maine. This got a critical upgrade in 2012, which allows meteorologists to see tornadoes like the one in Pittsfield and Barnstead in 2008, now in high resolution. We can even see debris these circulations throw into the air, leading us to provide earlier warning. The deadly flash flood in Ashland, also in 2008, reminded us just how serious flooding can be, especially for folks enjoying the outdoors. A big tech upgrade called MRMS allows us to spot potential flash flooding before it ever happens. This combines all the radars and sensors across the US and Canada together into a seamless snapshot, which allows us to assess the heaviest rainfall across individual towns, campgrounds, even mountain peaks to keep you safe. Did you know that the Connecticut River Valley is inside one of the worst radar coverage zones in the entire country? So how do we actually see storms inside of this gap? The answer is a brand new $11 billion weather satellite called GOES-16, which launched in 2016. From the Stormwatch 9 Weather Center, we can see clouds in high definition, target which storms are about to produce their first lightning strikes, and even count the total number of lightning flashes now from space. So, the next time severe weather threatens your city or town, know that we're constantly accessing new data and science to keep you and your family safer than ever before. For the Stormwatch 9 Weather Team, I'm meteorologist Eric Weglars.
Another big threat during the summertime here in New Hampshire is flooding, especially flash flooding. Coming up, we'll give you tips on how to stay prepared when the water runs high.